Your sign's going to start. All right, we're going to start with Chelsea, and then we'll go down the row for the first question, which is, tell us something about why you're running for the position of Vice President of Marketing.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Chelsea Jones, and I am running for Vice President of Marketing because I feel that that's a position that is dear to my heart, and in a way that I have great ideas I want to present to the school through marketing, as far as just getting more student organizations and students involved with each other, and just trying to hold, I guess, keep everybody just connected and intact so we can all work together and just have more activities for students on campus, such as freshmen, especially incoming freshmen, so they can just be aware of more opportunities they have to get involved with students. And I just have so many ideas I want to display and just exemplify throughout the next year. So hopefully that you all will be on board, and hopefully I can get into more detail within this debate. And that's why I want to be Vice President of Marketing.
Great. And I neglected to mention Chelsea's a political science major, is that right?
Yes, I'm a political science major.
Brandon is an organizational communication major. Brandon, same question to you. Tell us about why you're running.
Okay. Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Loso, and I'm running for the position of Vice President of Marketing. One of the key things for the Vice President of Marketing position is knowing that, yes, SGA is the official voice of the student body here at MTSU. So the official voice of the student body needs somebody to convey our messages back to that student body. So that is the ultimate job of the Vice President of Marketing. Another reason, I have a lot of experience outside of SGA with working with other student organizations to promote events on campus. I've worked with Fraternity, I've worked with Up Till Dawn as Vice President, or the public relations person for that, just to get events up and going on campus. I have a lot of great ideas for a platform. I absolutely love MTSU. I love working with students, so I feel like my passion and love for MTSU and this position would be a great reason to vote Loso for Vice President of Marketing.
Thanks, Brandon. And David is a marketing major. Same question to you, David. Tell us about why you're running for the position.
Hello, I'm David Parente, and I'm running for this position. First off, I am a marketing major, and also I've always been very passionate about this university. You know, my parents have both been faculty at this university, so I've been wearing like Middle Tennessee shirts since I was 5 years old. Another thing what I want to do with Vice President of Marketing is also, you know, it's not enough to just have social media. I think so. You know, for example, my fraternity, we have Facebook, you know, we have GroupMe. And you know what, getting brothers out is just not just through social media. That's why I want to go to, when SGA, promoting SGA events, I want to go to student organizations. I want to send senators to student organizations. So not only do you just have social media there, you also have a presence of SGA going to student organizations. And I think that'd be really big for this position. And it's something that hasn't even been done with this position yet. Or not, if it has been done, it hasn't been done enough. And that's one reason why, that's some of the ideas I have for Vice President of Marketing.
Great. Okay. Second question for all three of you is going to be asking you to tell us about your main goals for the position. And we'll start with Brandon first. Tell us about your main goals.
I have a list of 9 key goals for this position for my platform. The first one is social media. We all know social media is part of marketing. We've done a great job as far as marketing ourselves through social media, but I think there needs to be a stronger push for all of our events and getting students to know what's going on so that we can make that impact on campus. Another idea is The Voice. This is a newsletter for the student body produced by SGA. And that way we can keep them involved through that, whether it's through email or however we want to blast that out. Another thing, MTSU mobile app, Fraternity and Sorority Life has a page on the app, but SGA does not. And I feel like if we're the voice of the student body, that is one excellent way that we can get our voice out to the students. The Blue Card is an initiative that was started a couple of years ago. I want to enhance that and make it bigger and better, get more organizations and businesses involved. Chat with SGA. That would be a time for the executive officers to go down in the student union and just talk to students, meet students where they're at, because that is one component of marketing. Student Appreciation Week, I want students to be involved in that and make their presence known. Legislation spot, that would be working with the executive vice president to post legislation on our website and ultimately update the SGA website, because there's information on that website that has not been updated since 2010.
Okay, perfect. David, same question. Tell us about your main goals.
First off, one of my main goals is, SGA is the voice of the student body. When we pass a bill, I want the students to know what we're passing. I want people to be excited about, hey, I wonder what's going on with SGA. What are these senators doing? And I want every bill we pass, like if they're a link through social media, so students can read that and know, like, hey, this is what could possibly happen in the future of this campus. I think that'd be really big. And also just hyping up events, like the big event, just hyping it more, just going to those student organization meetings. MTSU boasts over 250 student organizations. And can we honestly say, have those resources been tapped well enough? I think that's what we should be doing, really reaching out to student organizations, really going hard for these fraternities and sororities, telling them, hey, we have elections coming up. Not just the social media, but to really just like tell them. And those are some of my main goals.
Great. Chelsea, on that. Last to you.
Right. So my two main focuses that I want to focus on is just collaboration and retention. And what I mean by collaboration is I want to be able to, for us as SGA members and senators and everybody else who's involved with SGA, to be able to collaborate with student organizations so we can all work together to make sure students who aren't involved, or who want to get involved but don't know how to get involved, figure that out, and it's just more accessible and easier for them. Such as, like they were saying, through social media. I think social media is a really big push that we should, push with Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. A lot of our students use it. Our generation uses it. So I think that's something that we should definitely push. And what I mean by retainment is we have a lot of incoming freshmen or just students in general who come to MTSU and who are satisfied because they aren't involved. And I think, especially during that first, fall semester, we want to be able to just have different events on campus that will, keep students coming back and being able to stay involved and stay retained at MTSU so we can appreciate our school and keep pushing and we all keep networking. Because everything's all about networking. And also, I think one of my great ideas is just I want myself and other leaders and presidents of different organizations and fraternities and sororities to all sit down once a semester and just figure out a big event that we can do for the students that would just show our appreciation, as long as the Student Appreciation Week, as Brandon was saying, but also just a big event that would just, be accessible to everybody and everybody would be able to enjoy. So that's one of my main goals that I'm working to be, or for Vice President of Marketing.
Great. All right. Last question for all of you. What new ideas and strategies do you have to improve campus involvement, and how would you implement those? And we'll start with David this time.
New ways to get more campus involvement. Especially, I lived in a dorm my first semester here, and one thing, really get the RAs to push these events coming to campus, Or, we have a lot of great events. The only problem is people just don't really go out to them as much as people would like them. Like Heroes and Stars last fall, great event, but what would have made that better if we could have really gotten a lot of people out and, make sure everything is just blown up as much as possible, yard signs, getting people to talk to people. I think that's what really gets people to come out. Just like with my fraternity, me and my boy Mark Dunn, we'd call every single brother to go to a volleyball game. And at the end, at first it was just 5 of us, but once we started making those calls and that personal connection, we'd have our whole chapter there, and it would get really rowdy, and we'd have a blast. So those are just some of my ideas.
Chelsea, how about you?
Okay, so one of my ideas, the other day I was actually talking to a guy named Frank, who's in the Life Aquatics Club that just started here at MTSU. I didn't know anything about this organization until the day of campaigning on Monday. So I was thinking maybe it's senators or just people in SGA, especially myself, like David said earlier, just more active involvement with student organizations and just getting out there and attending meetings and having senators come back and report to me what they learned, and even take a picture so I can promote their event or their organization on our page so people can be like, oh, well, I didn't know we had that on campus. That's something I'm interested in. It's something I want to be able to get involved in. And they can, it's just an easier way to just let people know about what's going on campus and what they can do in order to stay, in order to take and enjoy campus life. And also, for example, I wanted to have an SGA cookout, just something fun for students to have just out in the student union commons, just to, hey, come by, get a hot dog, just come talk with us, come chat, and just even maybe a mixer every evening, not every evening, but some evenings throughout the semester, just different ideas and events to keep students encouraged and entertained and, wanting to stay at MTSU and be appreciative of their school. And that's pretty much all I can kind of gather in my head right now, but thank you.
All right, time for closing remarks. You each get a minute and a half to make your best pitch. That's your idea. So we'll start, oh, yes. Oh, did I miss you? You need to be moderator. I'm sorry, Brad. It's your turn. You're still on question 3 then. New ideas and strategies.
Okay. Currently at MTSU, we have about 3,000 students that live on campus in the residence halls. As David was saying, there's not enough of a push from SGA to get those students involved. So one thing, yes, go to those residence halls, but also think about the students that are not living on campus. What about the students that are living at Aspen Heights, at the Grove? Why are we not reaching out to those groups? So one thing that we should be doing is not necessarily collaborating with them, but saying, hey, can you push this through your email server? Because that gets those students out. Another thing, as SGA, we need to meet students where they're at. We know they're in the food courts, we know they're in the lounges, we know they're in the library. Why are senators not going out to those places and saying, hey, did you know about this event that SGA is hosting next week? Because that may bring them out. They may not see that on social media. They may not see a yard sign on campus. But going to them and physically handing them a little flyer that says, hey, come out to this event, that might get them to come out. So that's one thing that I would definitely say that we should be doing as SGA and promoting for our student body.
Sorry, Brad. Sorry. Now we'll do closing. And we'll begin with Chelsea.
Well, the main reason why I want to become Vice President of Marketing is just to be able to be the bridge between the students organizations, as well as SGA and the administration. I feel that it is a gap in between the two, and that's why a lot of people's voices aren't heard, and a lot of students and organizations do go unnoticed. And I want to be able to make sure that that connection is made, and so that we are being able to, you know, fulfill everybody's ideas and perspectives, and just sit down and just be able to find something to agree upon, and just create, just having fun, and just making a change, and more, I guess, fulfilling and just more attractive to students who are already here and incoming students who are coming to MTSU in the future. I just want to see this school just have more unity and have our organizations all just work together and just be able to make that change together and not separately or just individually, because that's how people's voices aren't heard, as I stated before. So I really hope that you all are convinced by my ideas and everything that I have presented to you all today, and have a good evening.
Okay, Brandon.
Final closing remarks. I have a lot of great ideas to help connect our students with SGA and connect SGA with our students. Whether it's through the social media, through the MTSU mobile app, or just going down and talking to students while they're sitting in the student union. That is what SGA needs to be doing for our students. I think that by implementing these policies, we can get more students out to events and make known different things that are going on in SGA, whether it's new legislation that is being passed that's going to affect students, or just anything in general. And I think that through the Vice President of Marketing position, I can definitely fulfill those because of my experience working with students, working with other organizations, and my passion and love for Middle Tennessee State University. I will be in the student union tabling tomorrow and Thursday and all next week. So I hope you guys will come out, support Loso for Vice President of Marketing, and thank you. Have a great night.
All right. David, your final comment.
My final remarks, you know, I am a marketing major. I'd love to learn, use all the things I've been learning in my marketing classes to help me better myself for this position, not only, but you know, everybody's going to always be using social media for this position. You know, that's a given. But you know, like I said, I said it like 2 times now, I really want to make that connection. Student organizations, we have 250 student organizations. That's a lot, you know? And making that personal connection to get those big groups of people out to these events is huge. We could have everything SGA does, everything we do could be really, just really high, you know? And you know, that makes what makes an event good. Not 40 people, like 300, you know? You know, I just really want to hype things up. That's what I'm all about. I'm a hype man. So you can follow me on Twitter, DavidParente1, and hashtag put the DP in VP.
All right.
Yeah.
Minutes that we can take questions from the, oh, holy cow, we've got questions. All right,
know you said you're a marketing major, and Loso, you said you have some previous marketing experience, but I just wanted to ask, can I ask all three of them a question? The same question? I just wanted to know what previous marketing experience you guys had that you think will help you in this role.
We'll start with Chelsea.
Well, like Ms. Deborah said, I am a pre-law major as well as a Spanish major, and I'm currently interning for a campaign internship, and I've also done one last year, my sophomore year, and I'm campaigning for Joe Carter's run for Senate. So I have a lot of experience in that area when it comes to campaigning. I think learning through that and just doing that every day is helping me bring my talents, I guess, learning abilities to this position. It will carry over. And also just, I'm a friendly person. I'm just personable, I'm just likable, and I know how to just go out and talk to people and just be able to get the word spread. And like I said, just that campaign internship is really helping me out with my marketing skills and just being able to market professionally and relatably to everybody, all students.
Brandon?
From my experience of marketing, just focusing more on the position, I've been the public relations chair for Up Till Dawn. I worked on all that kind of stuff with them. I worked with Homecoming to plan the event, work with creative and visual services to make the graphics for the event, all of that kind of stuff that goes along with Homecoming Week. And that more focuses into the event coordination as far as Student Appreciation Week, because you have to be able to market that as well as plan the event. So that's one thing. I do know how to create graphics and publications and stuff like that. So that's just a couple of things that would help me with the position through previous experience. But I look forward to working with other students to grow that opportunity and make those bigger and better for students.
Could you just repeat the question?
Yeah, what previous marketing experience do you have, pretty much?
Some of the previous marketing experience I have is, doing my marketing homework. That's one thing. Also, being very involved with recruitment for my fraternity, because you have a whole group of friends that you have to bring out to your fraternity so you can get high numbers for your organization. And it's not easy. We make sure we have a bunch of everything on social media. We also make sure we go to them face to face, and we have to convince them to join an organization that's to be bigger than themselves. So that's some of my previous marketing experience, I'd say.
Randy asked my exact question.
All right, Zach, is there a question?
Can everyone hear me? Sorry. I thought I'd test this thing out. It looks kind of cool. My name is Malcolm Stollard. I'm a veteran and a non-traditional student as well. One of the things I'm noticing is you are talking about freshmen. We have over 9,000 non-traditional students. That's military and also over the age 25. That's not including those who have children as well. What's some of the things that you can implement that would maybe involve family or the students that are not straight out of high school? A lot of your events, like the big event and then the Stars for Stripes, are some of the big names, but they're not advertised on what they're exactly implementing with the event. So what are some strategies maybe you can get the families involved with or non-traditional students?
We start with David.
You get non-traditional students to know more about SGA and stuff.
Everything you all implemented is basically based off the freshmen or students who live on campus or right in the vicinity of campus, within approximately a mile or two. What about the students that are traveling and then also the students that are non-traditional as well?
Well, with getting those non-traditional students and traveling, you really have to use more social media because they're not around campus as much, so you can't really meet them face to face. So that's kind of hoping that those non-traditional students are checking their emails, going to the website, checking out the social media things we have, because that's pretty much all we can do there. I mean, that's pretty much my take on it.
Brandon?
One thing that I would say that we could do is not just work as SGA, but also work with the Cecil office, with the June Anderson Center for Women and Non-Traditional Students, because that is their job. They focus on non-traditional students. So I think if we can promote our events that we currently have to them and show them, hey, we do want the non-traditional students to come back to campus and just incorporate them in as much as we possibly can. That's one thing that we should do. And I know for Homecoming, for example, a lot of the events that we had last year were more focused towards the students that either lived on campus or the undergrad that were not considered non-traditional. So I think that planning events that would work with non-traditional students would be a great way to get them involved as well.
Well, to answer your question, I believe that, like they were saying, like, social media is a big push, as he was saying. So I advise, just pushing Facebook. I know a lot of non-traditional students I've met were over Facebook and Instagram too a little bit, and just being able to, like Brandon said, have more events that are appealing for non-traditional students, and even if this requires us, like me sending out emails to some students, non-traditional students, and saying, let's just meet up sometime on campus just to kind of, I can make you all more aware about what's going on, what I want to do, just different events we're having. I have to be more personal with you and sit down with you. I will do that. That's what I was preaching earlier about, just being more involved with students and just being more active and just actually getting in there and talking and being face to face. So it even takes me to do that, to get you all to come out and just make you all know that we are, like, we do recognize that you all are, still part of campus as well as people who do live on campus, and that's what I would do. And so just emails and social media and just sitting down and meeting if that's what it takes, and just even coming to classrooms and just going around, or, like I said, meeting. And that's pretty much the pitch I can kind of give to you right now as an overview.
Is that our 5 minutes? All right, we're out of time.